watch things happen that I would only ascribe to your faith and your belief system. Yeah. I would say that.
Absolutely.
And I don't understand why people don't say, look at that. I can learn. That's not that I have to take everything you did.
Right.
But when you came from the, look, we were talking about people who came from the streets.
Yes.
CBS is the Tiffany network.
The number one. Say it again.
Right.
The number one.
Tiffany network. And they took somebody
like me
who didn't necessarily, and I'm not trying to denigrate them or
and they didn't tell me I couldn't be me.
Then how come everybody doesn't get that?
Well, I think because it's easy to say what CBS, what they should be doing, what they not. We got to get them there. All networks pick the same thing, the same people, the same way. All networks are doing it because they either have their niche or they have the same people as the gatekeeper.
Right.
But for me, I think God said, I need you to go through all of this. I need you to do what I'm telling you to do. And if you trust me, I'm going to open doors you ain't never seen.
But there are people that say that they did what God trusted. They did what God said, and it still didn't work out. There are people who would say that.
You're not patient. You're not being patient. And also, you're doing what God say, but you're doing it in your way. See, you did what God said, but you did it in your way. For me, I let go and let God. If my feelings be hurt, I go. Sometimes I do have to sip, and I hope that God understands.
Right. That you wouldn't have made it if he didn't.
That liquid potato is delicious.
And nutritious.
Let's ride. Pour it over some clean peaches. French vanilla. It's a diet. But I also understand.
And a life.
Thank you. But for me, the first thing I thought was, Sheryl, you are carrying the race with you wherever you go. Don't get on that network and embarrass us. You know, and then I thought, if I could just bring enough of us so that those who don't live around us, those who don't work with us can get to know us. But I'm also a person, I'm very pro-military.
Yes.
I'm pro-law enforcement until you do over the authority of that badge. Right. And you must be held accountable. And to me,
but I've watched you bring people, and to really risk your leverage your reputation, and they have on you. To me, like they have not done what you needed for them to do, and that always I always wonder why you kept doing it. Anyway,
it's like I feel in a relationship with a man. You may not do me right every day, but the day you get it right, I'm happy, you know? So I just can't give up on people because God didn't forgive up on me. Bernie didn't forgive up on me. He didn't let me go. When my husband killed himself, Bernie came to the door. They said Blue at the door because we called him Blue because he was so black.
Yeah,
he was
that's
blue.
right. Yeah.
That was his nickname. And he didn't give up on me.
The night is answering. I don't know.
Yes. And he came to the door and he said, sure, so you gonna die because he dead? And I'm like, what I'm living for? And he said, you alive, do it. I mean, the things that I've learned from you, that I've learned from Steve, that I learned from Said, that I've learned from all the greats. Yeah. And even George Wallace. George Wallace called me to do a show with him, and knowing that George Wallace don't like no words I use. Right. And he said, be yourself. Be yourself. Yeah. So for me, and Tupac told me this, we were doing Roseanne's Saturday Night Special, that variety show she was doing.
Yeah.
And he said, sure, why you nervous? I said, I don't know if they're going to like me. He said, do what got you invited. You didn't invite yourself, they invited you.
Right.
And I took that with me wherever I go. There have been people in my career, great people, George Lopez, everybody has been pushing my career. I didn't know it. So I had to live up to that responsibility of be ready so you don't have to get ready. When I come on and talk, I'm representing every comic that ever touched the mic, and especially the black ones.